In this video, we're going to look at a requirement from past paper question Meg and Laurie. It's a tricky one, this. It's on an area of capital gains tax that students are really unfamiliar with, generally speaking. It is rights nil paid. So if you don't have a clue what that is, please stay tuned. I'm going to explain it, and I'm also going to give you some tips on what to do when you don't know what something is in the exam. How to deal with that situation and not panic.
Okay, so now we're looking at part B, which tells us to explain with supporting calculations the CGT implications for Laurie of the sale of rights nil paid, 5 marks. And this is all to do with this section here, Hagg's limited rights issue. Laurie had acquired 3,000 of the 30,000 shares, and then there was a 1 for 3 rights issue, £25 a share. And Laurie decided not to take up that offer and instead sell the rights to somebody else for £20,000. And we are being asked to explain with supporting calculations the CGT treatment of this. In my plan, I've written down explain with supporting calculations because it's important to take heed from that the calculations are not the only thing here. In fact, they're not even necessarily the most important thing. The explanation is more important. The calculations should be supporting your explanations, not the other way around. So I'm going to start off with the word processing answer space, and then I'm going to either refer my marker to the spreadsheet, or maybe I'll just use the table function within the word processing answer space if I think that calculation is not going to be really too much. Quite often with the explain with supporting calculations command, you can actually just do little mini calculations. Just quite often it's just a case of, maybe taking some numbers and multiplying by a certain percentage in brackets dotted about in your paragraph of narrative text. Sometimes it needs a full computation, and you might want to take that then to the spreadsheet. But make sure you are highlighting to your marker where you've put the answer so they know to go and find it. And I've also written down CGT. Why? Because in the question, they've only told me to look at capital gains tax implications. Now, if it only had said tax implications, that would indicate there's more than one tax to think about. But if it tells us a specific tax, then that is the only tax you should consider. There is no point in you talking about inheritance tax or income tax or anything else you think might be relevant. There'll be no marks for it because you weren't asked about tax implications in general, you were asked about a specific tax. So that's why I've written that down as a little reminder for myself. Okay, so you might have read this requirement and thought, sale of rights nil paid, what on earth? No idea, can't remember that, panic. And what I want to show you is I'm going to explain to you what a sale of rights nil paid is again, but I also want you just to have a wee look once we kind of done the answer. Could you have picked up some marks? Even if you'd got it completely wrong, even if you'd just gone, I don't know what a sale of rights nil paid is, but I do know how to do a capital gains tax computation, I'm just going to do that. Could you have picked up some marks? Think of the number of people who get 49 in the exam and how they wish that instead of going panic, sale of rights nil paid, not got a clue, and moving on to another question, or spent 5 minutes sitting panicking about the fact they don't know what this is, when actually they could have potentially done something to pick up 1 or 2 of those 5 marks and then moved on. Okay, so let's start off with what is a sale of rights nil paid. So when somebody's got shares in a company and they're offered a rights issue means they have the right, if they want, to pay some money to buy more shares in that same company in the sort of proportion of what ones they've already got. So this was a 1 for 3 rights issue. So for every 3 they've already got, they can buy an extra 1. This person decided, I don't want to buy them, maybe I don't have the money, but I could sell them to somebody else, that right to buy them. And that's a sale of rights nil paid. Okay, so they get their money they actually get money from somebody else because they sell them the right to buy these extra shares. So that's what it is. The tax treatment of it depends on whether the proceeds that Laurie here receives is considered to be small or not. Now, you either know these rules or you don't. You can't guess them. You can't, just waffle and hope to stumble across them. So you either know these rules or you don't. But what we need to do is decide whether it's small or not. So how are we going to do that? Okay, so it depends on whether the proceeds are deemed to be small or not, and proceeds will be small if they are no more than 5% of the value of the shares on which the rights were offered, or no more than £3,000. So that £3,000 is a fixed part of the rules. Now, if we look at our situation with Laurie, the proceeds definitely are more than 3,000, and they are also more than 5% of the value of the shares on which the rights were offered. How do we work that bit out? We know it's 3,000 shares that he had. So it's not about the shares that he could buy, it's about the shares that he had that was giving him this option to buy some extra ones. So he had 3,000 shares already. What was the actual value of them at the time of the rights issue? £32. So you're given two numbers here, £25 a share or 32. And it's the 32 that's the relevant one for our calculation. So 3,000 times £32 gives you 96,000. 5% of that is 4,800. So our proceeds figure of 20,000 is more than that as well. Therefore, our proceeds is not considered to be a small amount of money, and therefore the capital gains treatment is to treat it as if it is a part disposal of his original 3,000 shares. It's not a small amount of proceeds. HMRC says you can afford to pay some tax on this just now. And so therefore, I've done the explanation, but what I haven't really done is show calculations in terms of implications, because another implication is the fact he's going to have some tax to pay now. So let's work out how much that's actually going to be. So I've done a calculation then. I've just used the wee table function in the word processing answer space. Proceeds are 20,000 is a part disposal we're treating this as. So it's the A over A plus B formula for a part disposal. A being the value of what we've got rid of, that's 20,000 because that's the amount of money somebody gave us. 96,000 plus 20,000 being the total value. So 20,000 is the value of what we've got rid of. 96,000 is the value of what we've got left effectively here. So we're using the 96,000, which is the value of the shares on which the rights were offered. And then we're multiplying by 60,000. Because that's what was the original cost of the shares. And we get to take away an annual exempt amount, and we get to tax at only 10% because it qualifies for business asset disposal relief. Why? Because if we look at Laurie, we're told that Laurie was employed by this same company and had been for many years, and therefore had been for the 2 years leading up to the this deemed part disposal, this rights issue, where he sold away his rights for the new shares, and he owns at least 5% of the company because there was 30,000 shares in issue and he had 3,000 of them. So he had 10% of the company. So BADR. Now, you could have potentially picked up, there was half a mark for the annual exemption. There was half a mark for the BADR. There was probably even half a mark for the proceeds figure. You could have picked up one, maybe two of those marks, even if you didn't know what a sale of rights nil paid was. So never give up. Do what you can, but do move on. Don't waste too much time on something where you really feel you don't have a clue.
I hope you find this video useful. Please hit like and don't forget to subscribe. If you've only looked at one requirement so far, please do check out the videos for the other requirements. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions on these areas.